Recent cases of monkeypox have been identified in Europe and the United States, and President Biden now say they are something that can be concerned about. And in his first public comments on this disease, Biden is concerned in that if this was to spread, it would be consequential. He added that work was underway to determine what vaccine might be effective. And the pictures kind of creep us out as well, man. So, this is a really nasty-looking situation with monkeypox, man. And so, Dr. Collier, of course, thank you for joining us this morning. And we want to know, should we be concerned? And can you explain exactly what monkeypox is?
All right, Rock T, thank you so much. People are talking about the monkeypox. We have over 80 confirmed cases of the disease worldwide and a total of 150 suspected cases, Rock. Cases have been reported in the United States, Sweden, Canada. We have one case of a man in Massachusetts and another case of a man in New York who have tested positive for the monkeypox. Neither of those infected persons has a history of travel to Africa, which is traditionally where you have monkeypox infections. So virologists around the world from the World Health Organization are just stunned and amazed. They've never seen anything like this. So what are the symptoms? In humans, the symptoms are similar to smallpox. As you know, smallpox, big infectious disease, we thought we had eradicated in the 1980s. It supposedly only exists in laboratories now to protect us in case anyone decides to use it as a biological weapon. But for the monkeypox, you get exposed to it, and the incubation period could range from 7 to 14 days. Then the illness begins. First, you have fever, then headache, then muscle aches, back aches, chills, and exhaustion. But unlike smallpox, which is a unique and distinct disease, the monkeypox causes lymph nodes to swell. So this is a quick identifier of that. So within 1 to 3 days after the onset of the fever, the patients develop this rash that you've seen the pictures of, often beginning on the face and then spreading to other parts of the body, including the genitalia. And this is how most of these diagnoses have been made. Okay, a notable portion of the most recent infections in the United Kingdom and Europe have been in young men with no history of travel to Africa, but who were gay, bisexual, or had sex with men. Same cases in Spain and Portugal. Young men who mostly had sex with other men, and said those cases were picked up when the men turned up with lesions on their sex organs and went to an STD clinic. And it was unlike anything they had seen at the STD clinic, so they did diagnosis and came up with the monkeypox. So the illness typically lasts for 2 to 4 weeks. In Africa, the monkeypox has been shown to cause death in 1 out of 10 infected persons. Now, this is higher than the COVID death rate. So 1 out of 10 people, 10% death rate with this monkeypox. So there's no specific treatment for monkeypox right now. There are antivirals that they're testing to see if they will work, and they probably will. If you want to protect yourself, of course, in the United States, if you've had the smallpox vaccine, and most of us got it growing up, then you can be protected. If you can get what's called vaccinia immune globulin, or VCG vaccination as well. And that is 2 doses administered 4 weeks apart. So if this monkeypox takes off, you're going to see renewal of people getting revaccinated for smallpox, because it's going to protect them from the monkeypox. But again, infecting the face, the whole body, but specifically the genitalia. They haven't shown a lot of those pictures, but they are available. Not a good-looking disease. It starts off with macules, which are flat lesions that are dark and you see them. Then they become papules, which are raised lesions, but still different pigmentation from your regular skin. Then they turn into fluid-filled vesicles. Then those vesicles, which are clear, become pussy. So they become pussy pustules. Then they scab over, and if you get over it, it usually doesn't leave any permanent scarring. Just like chickenpox. Chickenpox is the same sort of disease from back in the day.
I have a question.
Yes, Eva Fashiva.
So, are we currently? I'm a mother with 3 young kids, and so I am still getting my kids vaccinated for the recommended immunizations, such as measles, mumps, rubella. So, is smallpox one of the things that are a part of the cocktail that I'm currently vaccinating my kids with?
Yes, smallpox is still one of the routine vaccinations that people receive. And again, thinking we had eradicated it in the 80s, but you want to confirm that with your pediatrician to make sure that is indeed the case.
Gotcha. Man, this is crazy, man. So let's see what some of the people are talking about. They may want any questions about this or any other medical questions. So you are on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show with Dr. Collier. Good morning.
Good morning, Dr. Collier. My name is Janice Cooper, and it's not about COVID, but I wanted to ask you a question. I get these sharp pains on the left side of my neck. They come out of nowhere. I don't know. It's been doing this for years, and it's gotten more frequent, and I don't know what to do about it. It almost knocks me out. So I went to a doctor, but they're not finding anything. I'm not sure what it is. So
Okay.
What do you think it is?
Well, good. Sounds like it might be postural, as in the position that you sleep in, particularly if you sleep on your side, you're putting stress on those muscles in your neck. I'm sure if you went to the doctor, if they have not done, you still want to get a full cardiac workup, including the EKG and possibly a stress test, just to make sure it doesn't sound like it's your heart, but that has not been ruled out effectively. So I would do that. But think about your sleep posture. That's the usually most common thing, particularly as we age. The way we used to sleep when we were younger, now it's just not a comfortable position for us. And what happens is you'll start getting spasms on one side. You go to the other side trying to seek comfort. Now you're sleep deprived and hurting. So that becomes a whole nother issue. So just, stick with the doctors, get an evaluation. They haven't found anything yet, and hopefully they won't find anything bad. But think about your sleep posture. Try to sleep flat on your back so that your neck muscles can relax.
Rickey Smiley Morning Show, you're on with Dr. Collier. Good morning.
Hey, my question, Dr. Collier. I tested positive on April 30th for COVID, went through the whole thing, and then I tested negative on May 13th. But since then, I've been having some serious problems on my left side, shoulder blade in the back, and coughing every single day. I wondered if it's something that I'm coughing more than I did when I had COVID. Is this something that I need to be concerned about?
Yes, you should. It sounds like you're getting long COVID symptoms. You do not have current infection with COVID, but some of the symptomatology is caused by the inflammation on a cellular level in your body that's causing you to have cough and irritating your lungs. So you need to take natural anti-inflammatories. Dr. Collier, says this, vitamin D. 5,000 international units per day, omega-3 fish oil. I would also take, and I usually treat my patients with a course of antibiotics to decrease the inflammation in the lungs, because a secondary bacterial infection oftentimes happens after a COVID infection, which is viral, and you don't treat viruses with antibiotics, but the secondary infection can be bacterial. It sounds like that needs to be evaluated. So follow up with your doctor, tell them you want to get a course of an antibiotic. The one that I like is azithromycin, because it has a unique anti-inflammatory capability, and you only have to take one pill a day for a few days, and it stays in your system for 2 to 4 weeks.
Let's take one more caller. Rickey Smiley Morning Show, you are on with Dr. Collier. Good morning.
I have just a lot of sugar cravings, sweet. And I went and got sugar tested. I don't have diabetes, but I'm trying to see what causes that and what can I do to stop the sugar cravings.
Okay, sugar basically is highly addicting. It's more addicting than cocaine, and everybody likes sugar. It tastes good. You're not having any negative consequences yet, but if you continue eating a lot of sugar and carbs, you will. So just be conscientious. You're aware that this situation exists. You just have to really make a conscientious decision to either limit your amount of sugar or cut out sugar totally. Some of the sugar substitutes are very good. Particularly, I like stevia. It's very sweet. It's natural, and it only takes a small amount to give you that sugar rush, so to speak, but it's good for you. But then other times, you just have to be conscientious. I'm not going to eat that dessert this time. I'm going to wait. I'm going to limit my intake of sweet sugar. It's not something you have to avoid totally unless you just have difficulty avoiding it. So you're well aware of what's going on. You just have to make a conscious decision that for my health, I'm going to limit the amount of sugar that I'm taking in.
Dr. M.J. Collier, give your disclaimer, sir.
Okay, these are the opinions of Dr. M.J. Collier, not those of Rickey Smiley, Rock T, or the Morning Show crew. You can reach me on all social media at ASK Dr. MJ. Go to my YouTube site, Ask Dr. MJ, where there are hundreds of videos talking about your healthcare questions and concerns. And remember, this week, live on Facebook, 6:30